Okay everyone, today we're going to be talking about Ryland Adams. Now, my videos on Ryland Adams in the past have been not the most positive in the world, but today we're going to do it a little bit different because he actually, well, a little bit, but he didn't disappoint that much. Listen, I'm well aware he's in a very difficult position right now, but he also put himself in that position, but he just broke his social media silence and posted a video titled, sorry this is a tongue twister, let me get this, My Past, My Present, and My Future, 30 Days of Meditation. It is a 20-minute long video, and like always, I watched it and I wrote down a couple things that I want to talk about because this is quite interesting. I clicked on the video not knowing what to expect. I knew if Morgan, his sister, who I did a video on, had addressed it, then he was going to address it, as in the Shane situation, you know, the elephant in the room, which is that situation. And once that video started, immediately he was talking about Shane, staring at the camera, all dramatic, so I actually appreciated that. I will say that straight up, I appreciated it, Ryland. Now let's get into what he talked about. So, he starts the video talking about Shane, as I said, and he said that he didn't jump to insert himself because he didn't want to add negativity about the old clips and he wanted to process and think for himself. Which is pretty understandable because if these clips were coming out against a person that you've been with for 4 years, I think, but these clips were from like 6 years ago, I'm sure you would have to spend a lot of time thinking and having a lot of uncomfortable conversations with your partner on like, what was this? Like, what was your method of thinking behind this? Like, I do agree that there was very uncomfortable conversations that needed to happen. He said he didn't do that though in the beauty community drama. He was just there for the experience. Now, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about at this stage. Did he get in drama? I really don't keep up with Ryland Adams. I hate to break it to y'all. But at least he was owning up to the fact that he didn't in the past, but he is now. I appreciate that, honestly. So yeah, he said he's been with Shane for 4 years, and those clips that are now resurfacing have been dated back to 7, 8, 10 years ago. In my opinion, it doesn't matter how long ago clips were if there still hasn't been full accountability taken for them. And now people can say, he posted the video taking accountability. Let's be real, he didn't address anything. And he circled around so many topics. He said Shane made insensitive, offensive jokes. I'm glad we're on the same page. And even though it's so far in Shane's past, it's hard to separate current Shane with that Shane. Okay. At least he's dissecting it a little bit better than other people, but I hate. I don't even need to say it anymore, you know what I mean? Old Shane is still Shane. Old anyone is still you. If you want us to believe you've actually changed, take proper accountability and then move on. And we'll see if we want to support you. But you can't just blame things on an older self if you're not willing to take full accountability for them, because you can't just blame it on you. Doesn't that mean that you have to then apologize and take accountability for, wait for it, you? So he said, yeah, it's hard for people to separate Shane now from that Shane. It's hard to separate it because these themes, certain ones, have followed through in his videos until today. And he knows that people's feelings are really hurt right now, so the emotions are up because of that. But Ryland, at the same time, people just want a proper apology, taking proper accountability, explaining why he did this stuff, explaining why he rushed to do a video called Taking Accountability, which really didn't do anything, and then went on Instagram Live, kind of going back on everything he said in that video, that he was a changed person. That's what people are like, getting their high emotions over. He said that people don't have to accept his apology. I 100% agree. He said people would rather cancel someone rather than see actual change. Here's where I disagree with you, Ryland. People are still coming for Shane because he hasn't done anything. He's starting to do summer merch collections, changing his social media icons to happier pictures, instead of doing public apologies, explaining things. And it's hard for you, I get it, you're in the middle of this, but then again, you put yourself in the middle of this. So it's hard for us to listen to you being like, yeah, people just rather cancel him rather than see actual change, because we haven't seen any change. He said Shane has had to address his past more than others, and the reason he has had to is because he's never fully taken accountability at one time. So people keep being like, oh, the next year, well, you still didn't take accountability for this, let's bring it up again. That's why. You know what? This will still come up in the next couple of years because he hasn't taken proper accountability for it now, and he's seemingly just moving on, as everyone in that circle are. He said every few years these clips of him keep resurfacing, and I watched a bunch of videos analysing why this pattern of behaviour keeps happening for Shane, and it keeps happening because 1, he built the foundation of his career off of it, and 2, he's never taken proper accountability, and 3, in his taking accountability video, he literally said that he rushed to do apologies in the past, not because he meant it, but because he just wanted the situation to be over. So then people are kind of now thinking, oh, so everything you've done in the past that you've apologized for, you didn't mean. So now he has even more to... It's hard for you to just be like, this keeps coming up every few years. It does for a reason. Come on. But he says it's forced Shane to look into it, and I hope it really has. I hope it really has, Ryland. I hope he's looking into it so far now and then can come back and properly explain things. But still, why is merch being released? Why is he uploading videos again to Shane Dawson TV? Why is he changing his social media icons? Like, you know, it's like Jeffree Star self-reflecting. Like someone said it in my comment section, maybe self-reflecting into a mirror, just staring at yourself. That was actually a pretty funny comment. And it said it's forced Shane to grow from it, but it's weird because it's hard for us to believe he's grown from it whenever, one, he hasn't taken accountability, we've said this, but two, he does that Instagram live where he's showing old, reckless behavior that he's saying he's grown from. That Instagram live happened a few weeks ago. That was one of the most recent things. Even the aggressive notes apology, James needing a slice of humble pie, people are starting to forget about that too, but that is something that needs to be properly addressed. It was kinda addressed in the taking accountability, but even more. Ryland said, if you watched Shane a while ago, you know that he's grown and has good intentions, but that's the thing. A lot of people fell into that and then watched that Instagram live and just are so disappointed. He said he met Shane when Shane was doing 5 videos a week, but since then Shane has now switched to doing docu-series and he's doubled in subscribers, which we all know. Because he's making healthier, authentic content. Being his authentic self. And you know what? I'm going to take your word for it, Ryland. You're with him all the time of the day. I don't know anything. I'm going to take your word for it. I know a lot of people are going to be really pissed that I'm being really lenient towards Ryland in this video. But honestly, he came across more authentic in this video than any other one I've seen before. I don't know if any shady shit's happening behind the scenes, but I'm just doing my honest opinion on this. I got hate for defending Morgan in one of my last videos, and I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but you know what, it's my opinion. Adam McIntyre is the name of the channel, not your name, bitch. That being said, say your opinions in the comments below, let's dish it out. I'm gonna believe Ryland in saying this is his healthier, authentic self, but then the Instagram live makes me think otherwise, but you know what? I'm gonna take your word for it. Ryland also said something that made me really value Ryland talking about this because he brought up the fact that people have a problem with Shane giving a platform to really problematic people as well. And you know what, Ryland? I'm happy someone in the inner circle acknowledged this. For that, thank you, Ryland. He still didn't really give any information on it or say, yeah, he shouldn't have done that, but I mean, at least he's bringing it up. Let's lower our expectations. He said everyone has a past and is not proud of it. Yeah, but everyone doesn't have a really problematic past. Like, I mean, really, maybe a problematic. I think a lot of people, if most people, have maybe like a little bit of a problematic past. But maybe not just like the stuff that has been resurfacing. Ryland said, but this doesn't take away from the fact that the content he's putting out now is so good. And this was kind of like, so are you basically implying that we need to separate the art from the artist? We need to separate that he makes really good YouTube videos, which, okay. I know they make you money, so I'm just gonna like let you have your moment. Separate really good YouTube videos from Shane Dawson being problematic. And he said he doesn't agree with the fact that no one can be associated or like Shane Dawson anymore. No one does because Shane still hasn't taken accountability. Shane still hasn't apologized. He hasn't even explained. You see, if he doesn't want to apologize, explain. Ryland also says that he doesn't think Shane is what people are putting onto him and the terms and everything like that. You know what? I'll respect that Ryland is saying that because Ryland is with him all the time. And you know what? I'm gonna leave that one with Ryland and I'm gonna... You can have your own opinions in the comments. I'm being careful. He says we all have some more growing and evolving to do, and yes, in the process of doing that though, we have to at least acknowledge the things we've done wrong. And he said he really loves 2020 because we're looking deep into ourselves and addressing what was effed up, but that's kind of ironic because you're saying everyone's addressing what was effed up that they've done, but Shane has not. People literally believe he has because he did a video called Taking Accountability. Let me tell you, everyone knows that he did not. It has way more dislikes than any other Shane Dawson video for the reason that people are upset. He also said that Shane and him are going through it, not as a couple, but just publicly, which is, you know, I think we all could have guessed that. Honestly, I think this situation could have been so much better handled. Shane has been on a social media break, if you even want to call it that, for a little bit now, and so many positive things could have been shown to us during that, even through Ryland being like, yeah, this happened today, or this happened today, but it hasn't. And it kind of just leaves us more like, A lot of people are so mixed with Ryland's video. A lot of people are like, yeah, this is so choreographed, I don't like it. A lot of people are like, looks like Shane wrote this. I don't know, I don't think Shane wrote this. I think Ryland is just speaking. We have to remember Morgan spoke up, so we knew he was going to speak up. That being said, I appreciate what he said. That being said as well, I do not agree with everything he said. I think there were a lot of plot holes that he's leaving out, obviously. Very clear to see. And he's also making it an easier situation by kind of just being like, we all have a past. Some serious stuff needs to be addressed. and some serious people need to be apologized to. But I did like that Ryland didn't shy away from certain topics that other people in Shane's circle have basically avoided for a long time now, so for that, yeah. But guys, I want to know what your opinion is about Ryland breaking his social media silence and also speaking up about Shane at the start of his video. Again, you can go watch his video if you want, it's literally at the start of it. I'm surprised they're all coming back to YouTube so soon, like even with Morgan, I know she's not directly involved, well she kinda is. But it seems really soon, but you know what? If they know what they're doing, they know what they're doing, and it's kind of like, what's Shane gonna do next? You know what I mean? Let's sound off in the comments below. I don't know, there's still something so weird about this situation. It's kind of like, nah, can't put my finger on it. Please have a conversation with me about it below. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video, and don't you love this? So hot. Bye!